Hello everyone, let's study about the construction and working of a Van de Graaff generator. As shown in diagram, this consists of a sphere called as sphere A. There are two pulleys called as B and then C. These pulleys are made to rotate with the help of an electric motor, and top of this pulleys there is a belt which is an insulating belt. Now this belt will move with the help of this electric motor. This sphere A is mounted on an insulating stand called as insulating pillar. There are two combs called as D and then E. These combs help in discharging of the ions as well as collecting of ions. The comb D is connected to a high tension battery which provides voltage drop of the order of 10 power 4 volt, and the other end of this battery is grounded. This is the basic construction of the generator. Let's see how it works. We learned in theory classes that if we have a charge distribution where there are pointed edges, at those pointed edges there will be high charge concentration. As seen here, there will be high charge concentration compared to these flatter region. Wherever it is having a spike or a pointed edge, it will have more charge at this point. The same principle here also. If you look at this combs and then see it, it is not exactly parallel. It will have something of this kind. It will have a sharp edge like this. Now this sharp edge is used to attract the charges. So compared to this point and then this point or that point, this point say P will have a high potential, because of which this potential will start to first polarize the particles. So there is air particles present here. Now these particles will be polarized by this high potential, because of which there will be negative end of the charge towards this point P, and positive will be moved away from this point P. So first we will get the particles to be polarized, and when the potential is increased, it will ionize the particles present there, because of which we get negative ions and positive ions. Now these negative ions would be attracted towards this point P. So as time goes on, there will be build up of negative ions or electrons here. Now if we look at a positive ion somewhere here, and if we look at a neutral molecule, then what happens is this would pull electron from the neighboring atom, because of which this becomes charged positively. Now this would pull electron from the neighboring atom, because of which this becomes charged positively, or this becomes neutral and this becomes charged positively. So we get a condition where we have positive ions, and these ions would be close to the conveyor belt or this insulating belt. So the electrons are transferred from one atom to another atom, so that the ones which are close to the belt would be positive ions, and they start to build up here. So the ions will build up here, and as the belt is moving, these are being pulled forward. The process of discharge happens continuously, because of which the ion starts to build up here, but since the belt is in motion with the help of electric motor, it keeps on moving, so the ion starts to move. At this point we have one more belt, one more comb called as comb E. Again the same action, this comb E would pull the positive ions towards itself, and these positive ions would be moving to the surface of the sphere. So as time goes on, there will be a buildup of positive ions on this sphere. Now once these ions are being discharged through comb E, there's nothing left on this belt. So when the belt comes to the other side of the comb E, this belt will not have any charge. So the positive ions are discharged from D or destroyed because of D. They sit on this belt and the belt moves forward, and again it's been discharged through E, and the belt comes out empty this side. This process happens continuously, because of which charge builds up on the sphere, and this gives rise to very high potential. A potential of the order of 6 to 8 million volts can be created because of this generator. It's a very high voltage value. Keep in mind that we cannot build infinite charge on this generator, because as charge builds up on the sphere, this charge itself would create electric field. That is, the potential would start to build up. Now, once the potential is more than or is sufficient to break the air molecules, then once the air molecules are broken down, in that case, the charge will start to leak to the atmosphere. So we cannot build infinite charge on this device. We need to build as much as required. So this is the working of a Van de Graaff generator. Let's look at some of its uses. The first use is it is used to accelerate charged particles like protons, electrons, deuterons, etc. to high energies. Recall that electric field, which is because of the charge buildup, electric field would accelerate charged particles. So as the particles are moving through electric field, they'll be accelerated, because of which they will gain very high energy. Such high energy particles are used in many cases. One such case is it is used in a particle accelerator, where the charged particles are made to collide. It has a demerit also, that is because it is too big in size. If we look at the sphere, it's quite big in size, so that is a demerit of this Van de Graaff generator. And also keep in mind that nowadays there are much advanced generators used, but the basic idea in every device is the same thing, that is, we need to build a high potential difference which is used to accelerate the charged particles.